Today, we will explore my personal journey and relationship with one of the most infamous games known as League of Legends. A game that is known for having one of the most toxic player bases ever since launch, and a company that keeps neglecting its own player base as well. But how has League of Legends ruined gaming for me? Because of the player base, the monetization, or something else? Well, to find out, we have to go back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, 2013, Season 3, Spirit God Udyr was the login fame. I was 13 years old and I went under the name of Quan Gaming. But because my friend kept begging me to play League of Legends for a week after I kept rejecting him, I eventually changed it to Quan Timo. Actually, I changed it to Quan Israel because I made my account on the wrong server. And he was the first champion I played. Yep, I didn't even play the tutorial cause my game crashed. So I actually didn't even get to try playing Ashe. Anyways, back to the story. I had never played a MOBA before in my life. All I used to play was Counter-Strike Source and Team Fortress 2, so playing League of Legends was definitely a whole new experience, and a really big learning curve. As back in the day, the tutorial was quite bad, and my logic to build a champion was really flawed. I remember buying AD on both Twisted Fate and Katarina, which was not the move back in Season 3. And the way I eventually learned to play the game was playing with my friends as friends. And we will do 3v3 on Twisted Tree Line. If you remember this map and the minion, then like and subscribe. And as time went by, and I played more League, I actually started to really enjoy it, and it became the one and only game I will play. I loved it so much that I became the friend who'd always ask to play League of Legends, and I will one-trick Israel. I know, surprise surprise. I actually loved Israel so much that my first purchase ever was Pulse via Israel, and I loved League of Legends so much that I'd spend my weekly allowance on Riot Points, which will be 20 euros per week. I will legit not buy food during lunch break at school just to save money to buy skins, champions, and even rune pages. Skipping ahead to Season 4. Yasuo got released this season, Team Builder was released, and it was the shit, man. I started to create YouTube videos and I started playing Ranked. And this is where everything went downhill. You see, Ranked became everything I cared about, which is actually not a bad thing. But I became so obsessed with it that I eventually became the average League player and got super toxic, in-game and out of game too. And through every season I will eventually hit a new milestone. Season 4, Bronze. Season 5, Silver. And Season 4, Gold. And Season 7 is where I hit a wall, but it is also where I was the most serious about playing Ranked. You see, in this season I started high school. And in high school I was on one of the esports teams for League of Legends. And let me tell you, it was the most humbling and embarrassing experience ever. I will never forget this moment. I was legit just sitting in class, and then a teacher from another class showed up, called out my name and another classmate, and told us that we had to leave class to play in the League of Legends tournament. So we left while everyone in the class cheered us on. And you might think to yourself, wow, cool, you got to skip class to play a video game, that's insane. Yeah, it was, except for the fact that we lost super hard and had to come back telling our class that rooted on us that we lost in shame. But you see, this experience made me more determined to become better at League, and it's that determination that ruined gaming for me. Remember how I said that League became the one and only game I will play? I was not kidding. I will genuinely play League of Legends every day in this time span. It was like an addiction. Not only was it fun, but I also was super addicted to getting better. It got so bad that when a game got released outside of Japan for the first time ever, which has been a dream of mine to play since I was 9 years old, I bought it, played it for 1 hour, and then left it to play League and never touched it again. Which is insane to think when I could easily play League for 6 to 10 hours a day and even played League for 36 hours straight, non-stop. And what makes it worse is the fact that a lot of the big single-player games that got released between 2013 and 2018, I will buy some of them, play them a bit, and just go back to League to never play them again. Just like I did with Kingdom Hearts. This vicious cycle got so bad that my friends in high school started making jokes about me never finishing a single-player game. Which sucked, because I've always loved and enjoyed single-player games way more than multiplayer games, since I find them to offer a way richer experience, like a good story or gameplay that really goes in depth. Meanwhile, what makes multiplayer games fun is the competition and of course playing with friends. But in my opinion, online games, gameplay-wise, will always be behind a single-player game, since single-player games can offer some sort of progression and go in depth with it, whether it will be its story or its gameplay, versus an online game that'll always have to change things up in order to keep their player base alive. So, it really sucked that I got to miss out on so many amazing games all because of League of Legends. But something changed in 2018. In 2018, I got my Nintendo Switch. The games I got with it was Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, and these games really saved me. I started out playing Mario Odyssey first, since I haven't really played a Mario 3D platformer since Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I was also out traveling, and all I did during traveling was playing Mario Odyssey. Because Mario Odyssey really got me back into video games. For the first time in 5 years, I actually felt the one thing I had lost while playing single player games. My childlike wonder. I couldn't let go of this game, and I played it whenever I had the chance to. And I actually played a bit slower as well, so I could enjoy it longer. When I got to eventually finish it, Breath of the Wild came into the picture and continued my childlike wonder. And it actually revived my passion for playing single player games. Even though after playing Breath of the Wild, I didn't go back to play other single player games, but it pushed me away from League and reminded me to try out other games. It pushed me to other games like Battle Ride, Paladins, Smash, Splatoon 2 and many other online games. And I started to also really enjoy other games, and League, it became a game I didn't even play full time anymore. It would be a game I started playing on and off for years to come. And until 2021, I actually kinda quit it. My games would be months between each other, and the gap would grow as I started to play Final Fantasy XIV, met my current friends, who then made me play other games. So many other games. And now, after all these years, I can finally play single player games and enjoy them again. The damage from my League days is still present though. Sometimes I can only play for 1 hour, but sometimes I can push myself to do more, and sometimes I need a friend to watch me play because it also just makes the experience more fun, honestly.
Oh my god!
But hey, it's not like League only caused bad things for me, okay? League also exposed me to a lot of internet interaction, and it taught me a lot. I used to be in this small 1v1 community where we would play 1v1 on ARAM, and we actually hosted tournaments, and I remember we even had prizes, which was really cool. And I actually won at one point. I also still use League to connect with people and talk about their experience we have had with the game and like the people we've met in it. And I also still keep myself up there with what's going on in the game, like the new champions and the new game mode that's actually coming, which is insane to see that we are actually getting a new game mode after so long, even with a new map. Like, dude, we haven't had a map in ages. And remember those friends I told about in the beginning that I will play Twisted Treeline with, and they were basically the ones that I played League with when I started? Well, I used to live with them. Years later, I got to live with them, and we were roommates for months. It was actually when I lived with them that I started this channel. Hello everyone, it's L.O. Andrew here. I used to be on different channels, and I decided to settle down on this one when I moved in with my roommates. League will always be a part of me. I mean, my account is 10 years old by now, and I'm turning 23 as this video is coming out. And I'm looking so much forward to what the future has in store for me, because I'm definitely at a new beginning in my life with just turning 23 and all. Whether it will be with or without League, it's probably gonna be without League, I'm gonna be honest. I'll always enjoy playing video games with my friends or single player games. And that's something that will never change. And with that being said, it's been LunGreenStar, and I'm out to celebrate my birthday. Bye. Bye-bye. Wait. I forgot to turn off my PC.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Resident Evil.
Hasta luego.
Disappear. Why'd you skip the cutscene?
Yeah, that's the intro for the next video, so you know what the next video is gonna be, so hit subscribe and hit the notification bell button. I'm the worst YouTuber ever, bro. I can't even fucking speak properly. But yeah, that's one of the next upcoming video that's gonna be out in the future. Yeah. So actually genuinely hit subscribe and hit the notification bell button so you get notified when it comes out. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed listening about my experience with League of Legends and how it ruined gaming for me. Because it is a really important thing for me. I mean, it's been going on for like a long time, definitely 5 year plus. And I also just realized in the video I keep saying that I'm turning 23, that's a lie, I'm turning 22. But I was 13 when I started playing League, so it's actually 9 years or something. Maybe I'm counting wrong, man. Anyways, as I'm starting to play more single player games, I've actually decided to make a channel dedicated to my single player games videos. It won't be like full playthrough videos, it will be highlights of when I sit down and play video games, because I always record my sessions when I'm playing a single player game, and sometimes I make highlights out of it. And those highlights, they're always sent to my friends, but they're privated. So I thought, why not make a public channel where I upload my highlights publicly to anyone and everyone who wants to enjoy. And that's actually gonna be a video out on it tomorrow or soon, because I'm stuck on this shit ass fucking boss and I can't defeat it. So that video will come out whenever the fuck I defeat it, which will hopefully be tonight. Bro, I started my birthday being stuck on this fucking boss. It was fucking ass. Without further ado, it's been LunGreenStar. I'm done editing this video on my birthday, and I'm out. Actually out to celebrate my birthday this time, for real. So, goodbye. How do I end this?
So dance while I put you in